Hello, hello. Just waiting for Unity to open here and continue working on the cave, see how much further I can get. Guess I'll just try to fill up the rest of the cave with some stalagmites and try to get some kind of form for the rest of the cave. Hopefully once we do that, then we can lay down some collision. Hey, Valley of the Wind. Doing well, doing really well. Good to see you. All right, so jump right in, open up our cave. Actually, first, I guess we should put our player over by our entry. Go. Okay. And then we'll turn on our cave. Is the cave, I keep having to put it in the scene here. I should get it in main once and for all. So we're definitely synced. We should actually check out main now and stick it into interiors. Cave, dark forest cave. Go. And let's see, these are these the interiors that are included in our demo build? No, these are not included in our demo build, which is what we want, I believe. Let's see. Well, Clary's office, is that in the demo build? Common room is definitely in the demo build. Okay, so clearly not, there's not two lists. Oh, there's already one dark forest cave already in here. I don't know why it didn't come up in the search. I typed in cave. That was very peculiar. All right. I've turned on our dark forest cave, and now, sure, if I just turn on the viz cam, which I'll put kind of closer to the top here. There we go. Okay. I don't like the bottom. I don't really know what's going on actually with the bottom. I would think, like, I don't know what this is, and I don't know if we have that in the actual interior. Doesn't seem like we should. Must be something else poking through. Well, I won't worry about it. Okay, so let's see. I wanted to sort of build out the forms for the rest of the cave. I won't worry about the fireflies. I'll just keep myself set on just the lights here. And here we go, another light. Oh, you know what is a big deal is this, the final area in the cave right here. I wanted to do like a cool waterfall that splits this and goes both ways. So I'm gonna save that, and I'm gonna go into the mountains and see if we have a cool waterfall that we can use. Duckmuck, hello. There's a river in the cave. Underground rivers, they are quite rare, but they are oh so cool. Right, to the mountains. You know, there are some tricks, there are some environmental tricks that are so cool that I just feel like I'm gonna have to do them in every single game that I ever make. Underground rivers and caves seems like it would be one of them. So this is a cool waterfall that forks and splits, and I really like the look of it. think maybe the problem is it's all built into this mesh. All these rocks that support it are not part of the mesh. I wish that they were. Are they? Wait, are they? Let me click on this one. Let me see. Is that one part of the mesh? Dang it, it's not. I really wish that they were. Like, these are all just little rocks. It's going to be pretty hard to copy that entire thing. But it would be really cool if we could. Because I don't want just another boring waterfall. And I just remember how incredibly difficult this one was to make. And it makes me feel like I should copy it. Okay, let's copy. I'm not going to be able to just copy the entire everything. But I could just copy, let's see, what do we have here? No, they're all so separate. So I would need the mesh that the mountain is on. Let's go ahead and open the mountains. And then I'll start copying and I'll see what we can do. Okay, so I'm open the mountains, which is actually an interior. We do that a lot in Glimmerwick. We have interiors that are, well, we call it with like on the back end, they're interiors, but they're actually exteriors. It just means it's like a separate environment that you load into. Right, so I just want to go over here. I'll go ahead and turn off the layer transparent effects. That way I won't accidentally select any of these fake volumetric lights floating. Oh, no way. Wow. So the waterfall is a completely separate mesh. Wow. It's actually so many different meshes here. I would not want to recreate all this. I can just tell this is really a lot of work. All authored very carefully from the camera. So let me move all that, see if there's anything left behind. I think that's about everything. Looks like there's this little water, these little water lines here. Oh my gosh, it's all so perfectly placed. That's everything except for the one at the bottom there. You. Gotcha. Can't hide. Now I'm going to copy. Okay, let's back up. Let's hope that the clipboard maintains. And now let's go into our cave. Cave. Dark forest. This just might work. Saravati, hello. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Welcome. Okay, let's paste. Actually, I'll go ahead and create an empty. And we'll call this like crazy waterfall split. Whatever. Then I'll paste. Hopefully they'll go right inside here. They didn't go inside, but that's okay. Okay, so everything is just right there. And let's grab that crazy waterfall split, put it right there on top of the waterfall, and then we'll put everything inside of there. And now let's that. Okay, clearly there's a lot more stuff that needs to go inside. All this stuff needs to go inside, and then put it all the way over here. Put it right here. We'll just get that waterfall right on top. Right on top of where we, oh my gosh, it's like, it's the perfect tangent too. It's like, get that water right on the level. Look at that. That's crazy. And then, yeah, right there. Look at that. Okay, now we just need to get rid of everything else. So like this, is that part of the... So we need to make special versions of every single mesh here. Actually, this mountain might be fine, which is nuts. I think that we could just put a different material on this mountain. I bet it'll look great. This mountain is a problem. We're going to have to version off this mountain. But that should be most of it. So let's go check out the mountain area. So let's save this. And let's open up mountains. So let's go into the assets, models, blends, mountains. Crack that mountain open. I'm glad you like that waterfall. I feel like I'm the waterfall whisperer. Doing great. Good to see you, Xavier. Right, that's good. Yeah, coming along. Okay, so this mountain file is complete madness, but we can make sense of it. So here's the waterfall. Let's go into the outliner and just find, oh, we already have, okay, there we go. Somewhere in here is our mesh. Actually, that waterfall mesh seems to be just separate. So I'm sure that was a working file. That's not actually render mesh. We need to find the render mesh. That's what we want. I'm just looking for what, it's surprisingly difficult to tell in Blender when you want to see what the parent of something is. You might be able to go just like select parent. Select pattern. No, it doesn't seem like there's a, I'm sure there is a select parent button. I usually just look over here, but I'm not seeing, kind of insane. I'm not seeing where we have this selected, which is bananas. Actually really strange. Okay, it's got to be mountain 1, right? Let me move mountain 1. Okay, yeah, so mountain 1 has a lot of the stuff. All right. So mountain 1 has so much stuff and it's all on different layers. So what we need to do is we need to select all of the children. Select the children. It might be in like select. Select all by type. Select more. There's extend. Select linked. Select grouped. Group children. There it is. There, we have all the children. But why? It's super confusing. Because I know that that waterfall is there. Why isn't it showing us all the layers? It's telling me I have absolutely everything. But it doesn't seem true. This is complicated stuff. We're preparing for some surgery here. So getting this, it is mountain 1. So I would expect those waterfalls to be here. But I'm not seeing them. So there they are. But I don't have them selected. How is that possible? The waterfalls are supposed to be part of mountain 1. Unless I change them. That is strange. Maybe no, it's mountain 1 LD0. I wonder if because the layers were not active, we couldn't select them. I don't think that's a thing. So let's try it again. Select grouped children. It is a thing. So it can only select layers that are active. And now that all the layers are active, we have the children. I want to select the mountain 1 again, which should be the outer one here. Oh, that's the fizz. Don't do it. There we go. We have everything. We have all the children. I'm going to create an entire copy of this thing. And I'm going to put it on a whole different layer. Okay, so here is the separate version we have, and I'm going to call this like, instead of calling it mountain 1, we'll call it like mountain 1 cave variant. There we go. And that's not all we need. because we also need a special version of this. Also, is this part of Mountain 1? It is. It should be pretty easy. Also have Mountain 2. Okay. So I'm going to make sure everything is visible, and then I'm going to go find Mountain 2. Hello, Knight. Welcome. Knight asks why I'm using such an old version of Blender. It's because I wrote my own exporter for Unity that just works in a way that I like, and I just really don't want to rewrite it for the new APIs. I'm trying to find the mountains. Mountain 2. Mountain 2. There's Mountain 2. Here you are. Is that really all there is to it? Mountain 2. And now I'll select your children. There's Mountain 2. There's really only one mesh. This should be quite cut and dry. Just get the Mountain 2, and it's one mesh, and I'll move it over, and I will call this one Mountain 2. Mountain 2 cave variant. Cave variants. I think I'm fairly confident this is going to work. Okay, now I'm going to unhide all layers. I'm going to select everything and make sure that they don't export. So now I've marked everything to not export. The only things that should be exporting are the things on our new layer, which is going to be a layer just for our cave. And we should be able to just delete all this crap. We delete that. We would delete this. Everything about this river. Pretty sure we can just delete this. Pretty sure we can delete everything over here. Should be able to delete all of this stuff. Be able to delete all of this stuff. All of this stuff. Cool. Yeah. I know, it looks old to people. It still looks so beautiful to me. But yeah, I get like a weird. I'm weirdly drawn to the idea of just like sticking to one version of the software forever. This sounds cool. I imagine in 50 years, what if I'm still using the same version of Blender? I just think that'd be so cool. I don't know why. Just like it's just this one piece of code. It's like a time capsule, just frozen in time. And it still gets the job done. And I like making things the way I like making things. And I wonder there'll be maybe new ways of making things, but maybe when I'm, older, I'll just make them the old ways and it won't quite look like anything else because it'll just be made in the old way. Okay, so here's the cave variant. I think that pretty much should do it. So I just exported those, and now I'm gonna get our cave variants. Mountain 2 cave variant. Okay, so we've got 1-1 collision on it. I don't really want any collision on it. And then we'll get the other one, which I'm really excited to. Oh, that one I need to replace. Okay. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. But anyhow, mountain. This one should be cave variant 2. 1 cave variant. Look at that. Easy cheesy. And then let me revert. We have so many submaterials here that shouldn't be here. In fact, what might work better is if I just, we brought in a bunch of stuff we don't want, like this fizz, this fishing bridge, this mountain fizz, this mountain 3 we don't want, and we'll just get the mountain 1 cave variant, and I'll just make it a child here. I'll just pop it back out and I'll just delete the old one. Oh, we're in business. Look at that. It's gonna work. We just need to swap out all the materials. So let's just grab this one. Why not just grab the mountain 2 cave variant and just make it a child. And this one is actually not even any different yet, but okay. And now I've got a lot of materials to swap out, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna work. Okay. So we need to grab, here's the waterfall. And I just want to push it down into the ground until all that foam goes underneath where it ought to. There we go. And I think we might just like cut a hole in this. But first let's get our materials in order. So there's a lot of materials in here and they've got this very specific kind of rock on them. And in fact, why don't I move the viz cam so we can see what we're doing. I'm gonna change all the materials and I'm hoping that, oof, yeah, there's all kinds of garbage going on there. I don't know what we're gonna do about that. We'll figure it out. So yeah, we got some nastiness going on here. I wonder if we just have to raise it in order for, there. Probably gonna look right now. Do that. Okay, yeah, that water is gonna look right. Let's go ahead and put our, why don't we just drop our cave material on it, our cave ground. Let's see, what material is this? We might have to version, actually, I'm almost certain we will. So let's just go ahead and do that first. Cave floor, dark forest. I'm gonna version that one off. And we'll just call it like mountain cave. Dark forest. No, sometimes I just say half sentences that won't make sense to anyone but me. I apologize for that. So here we're putting on the mountain cave material. So with the mountain cave material, we want, if possible, to bring in a little bit more of that cut rock. So there we go. And then we want maybe to knock back some of that green channel stuff, potentially to nothing. Wow, it blends seamlessly. It really blends seamlessly with the ground there. That's amazing. Now, I don't really care what happens with this too much. It doesn't even seem like it's necessary to even have it all. A little bit something to break up the tiling. But we're going to rely on the other stuff more. But that looks like it's going to work, especially we're going to cover it stalactites and stalagmites. It looks like the textile density is maybe a little high. Just lower it. Just tiling a little bit hard. There, I think that will be better. And then this rough dirt is tiling a little hard as well. Something like that. Great. Amor, hello, says it's a matter of whether one really needs any of the esoteric bells and whistles added to more recent. Yeah, exactly. And there's really nothing in the new blenders that I need. I haven't seen anything. I from time to time I check out what's new. They're just not working on anything that I really care about. Maybe some smaller things I would enjoy, but like they focus on Eevee and stuff. Like I don't want that. I don't want some weird like real-time render in my viewport. Like I don't care. I mean, you guys see how I work. I push one button and I alt tab into Unity and it's already updated and I just look at it in the engine I'm actually using. Never understood why people wanted to set up all their materials twice. It seems a little crazy to me. And I know the dream is that it would look like how it's going to look in the engine, but come on, that's not going to happen. You got two completely different renders. It's never going to look exactly how it looks in the engine or even close. Isaac says, gameplay wise, do you already know what is going to happen in this cave? Oh yeah, I do. Very much do. Actually, how many people? 11 viewers on Twitch. I have no idea on YouTube. My restream doesn't even tell me how many people are watching anymore. But we've got a design doc. See. Cave. Is it the cave? No, it's probably going to be called Beanstalk. Beanstalk Impasse. Yeah, basically we're in the dark forest, or the Nocturne Woods now. It's been named. We finally named it. It's been the dark forest for years, which is just a working title. And you enter into this cave, and the forest is in distress because there's these spores that are sort of hurting the biome there. And you're trying to help it, but the forest doesn't know that. And the forest just sort of has like this magical essence, and it's basically trying to protect itself. So there's this magical cave that whenever you enter into it, you get lost. So this cave has 3 exits. Come in right here, and it has 3 exits. And no matter what exit you go out, you're going to start over right here. And so people will be kind of trying all the exits, and they'll eventually realize they're going around in circles. Don't know how long that'll take. We might have to test it. But I'm imagining like probably 5 minutes. And then eventually they're going to turn back, leave the cave, and outside there's going to be an NPC who tells you what's happening. And he tells you that the Green Sprites, which is this guild of explorers, has actually figured out how to get through the cave, but it's very unpleasant. You have to, spoiler alert, by the way, for anyone who wants to play this game. I don't know how to balance the spoilers on stream, but basically you have to drink a potion that turns you into part fungus. You have to be more fungus than person. And then when you enter into the cave, the dark forest allows you through. So, because it doesn't consider you a threat anymore. And basically your avatar turns into like this little mushroom person. So I grabbed these. This is not our concepts. I just grabbed this offline, just as a sort of, Jacqueline will do her own concept, but just the idea of you turn into like this mushroom being, and then you can get through the cave. And one difficulty we have is the idea is that the cave will be easy to get through once you are a mushroom person, but we don't know what to do with the exits because we need 3 exits to sort of confuse the player at first. But once you're a mushroom person, there's only going to be 1 exit, and it's all going to lead to the next area. But if we let them go through any 3 of the exits, they're going to be confused. They're going to wonder what the other 2 exits went to. So I'm thinking that we're going to need to block off 2 of these exits so that the cave just becomes a 1 linear straight line. But I'll worry about that later. First, I'm going to actually finish the cave visually. So I'm trying to think of what to do here. Maybe we'll worry about these rocks. Let's get all the shaders. So Mountain River Rapids. We got Cave River Rapids. And we have Mountain River White. We have Cave River. And then we have River Foam. And we have Cave River Foam. Good anyway. City East River. Another river. River. Should be Cave River. More Cave River. Is that the right material? That doesn't seem like the right material. City East River. It is definitely a river material, so. Cave River. It's just weird because when I make it Cave River, it looks completely broken. I don't quite know what the deal is with that. Let me undo that. Like that looks more or less reasonable, although I do think the water has to be brighter. I wonder, this is really strange. I would expect this to be a foam material. Like City East River. Very, very odd. Like, what are we looking at? Okay, so, huh. All right, well, let's put it on Cave River. And when I change it to Cave River, it seems like we've got some issues. Daniel says, learning more about devs workflows, I find it fascinating how people balance how much of a static environment to fully lay out in Blender versus how much to compose from smaller meshes. Yeah, that's an astute observation. I think that's a really big part of environment art in general, is figuring out what you want to make into a prop or a mesh in Blender and what you want to make in, what you want to compose in the actual engine. I'm someone who likes to make a lot more stuff in Blender because I'm very, 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 very good in Blender, just like very fast and stuff. But I think that having a script that lets you have a bunch of props inside of one Blender scene helps a lot. Because sometimes I'll do stuff like I'll have a bunch of stuff laid out in Blender and I'll export them all separately, but I'll actually place them with the exact same coordinates as I had them in Blender, which means I can work on them in Blender, but they're still like in the scene. One Bakba, hello. Doing great. Looking forward to transforming into a mushroom. Rock on. Emor says, when you're working without streaming nowadays, do you find yourself talking out loud more often? No, because I have different work. I save certain kinds of work for the stream, and then some work that I just can't stream, like emails and design stuff, design documents and stuff like that. Yeah, it just looks like this is the wrong material. Let me figure out which one that is. Let me change Cave River to something else. Okay. So Cave River. It seems so wrong. Like these have to be foam. So let me change the foam material. It's so hard to tell which mesh is which. So that is definitely, that one's got to be foam, which it is. So that one is working well. So like, that's not the problem material. Here's Cave River. And this one doesn't seem to be the one I'm thinking of either. That's River Rapids. Like we have two that are Cave River. It's bizarre. Let me maybe look at our, because really there's only a river left. So why don't we do it this way? Why don't we revert? I'm gonna go ahead and revert this mesh. So let's revert these materials. Let's revert. I wish we could revert the amount of elements. Can we? It says that there's 4 different elements here. So what do we want? We want Mountain River White. Oh, it's going to be hard to even know. Maybe we should combine all these into one mesh. Let's combine them into one mesh. That might make things easier. Look at that. Who even knows what just went on? Let me export and make sure that nothing changed significantly. I don't know. I don't trust the way Blender combined that. Okay, it looks exactly the same. One Bakwa says, I wonder, will you do post-production to be seen, or this is the way we see it in game? I don't like to use a lot of post-processing in general. I think I'll definitely do more lighting work, more of those floating alpha cards with sort of the lighting, and I might add some lights and remove some lights and try to darken some areas and stuff. But I don't like post-processing. I think it's good for lesser studios with lesser art muscle. They just slather all that crap on the screen. There are some things I like I like ambient occlusion, screen space ambient occlusion or whatever. But yeah, I'll take bloom, but we don't do bloom in Glimmerwick because it just doesn't make sense in this kind of game. We manually place all the bloom that exists in the game with alpha cards. But I don't like a ton of tone mapping. Like I don't like a really wide HDR range. I don't like leaving it up to the tone mapper to decide what my values are going to be like. I find that you get such ugly looking scenes sometimes. Really hard to tame it. And then, oh my God, color correction. And in general, just color grading. I hate it so much. I hate walking into a different area of the game and watching the color grade change. It's just, other people have pet peeves in Visible Walls. The color grade that like changes with the zone is my pet peeve. I feel like it just cheapens your environment. It says this is not an actual place with different colors and different tone and different mood. This is just a cheap filter you're slapping on. I don't know why. It really takes me out of it. It makes me feel like I'm seeing the world through some kind of weird movie camera instead of actually being somewhere. Let's see, river foam. Let's get the cave foam here. It's going to be cave, strain to material, cave. Cave, river. Here we go. So cave, river, foam. Just be copying these. I want to make sure I get it right. And then the rapids. So cave, river, rapids is maybe the issue is that they're definitely rapids, right? Let me make sure that mountain, river, rapids is actually that kind. No, that's one of the problems. Mountain, river, rapids is more of a river material. So mountain, wherever we see mountain, river, rapids, we should call it like cave, mountain, river, rapids or something. Let's see. One of the problems. Okay, so that's already one issue. Cave, mountain, river, rapids. Mountain, river, rapids. Oh, did I version this off? That's going to be a problem if I didn't. Let me make sure that river foam still exists. It doesn't. You go back. So when we change river foam, I just want to go river foam. Change it to cave river foam. I don't know. Still looking weird. This is going to be definitely version off the material. Cave, mountain, river, rapids. And then city, East River. East River is definitely a river material. So that one I'm just going to change to cave river. Then mountain, river, white. A different river. Mountain, river, white. Oh, totally different kind of material. Totally different kind of material. So mountain, river, white should be changed into like cave, mountain, river, white. Okay. Cave, mountain, river, white. There we go. And now when I export, I'm hoping that everything looks shipshape. Changes. Still changed in funky ways that scare me. Anyhow, we should have cave, mountain, river, rapids. We should have control. So we'll keep this like much darker. And then cave river should already be its own thing, and cave, mountain, river, white. Sure, we can reduce the opacity on. Add a little bit more green or something. I don't know. That's fine. But I'm still seeing some nonsense. I'm seeing a lot of nonsense. Like, we're not getting the river. Like, what's going on with this? There's the River White. Guys, this is so confusing. Oh, Cave River is not the right kind of material. Did it again. I literally did it again. Mountain River is an actual river material. So Cave River needs to be something more like river. Come on now. So what is the material on here? Is it like something waterfall or something? Dark Forest Cave Waterfall. That's what it's got to be. Finally, we got the right. There we go. Okay. Now we should be in business. And River Foam. Is that even the right thing? I don't know. Who is controlling that? Cave Mountain River Rapids? Yeah. Okay. So, like we got to put that more in the blue direction. Give it a save. Now I'm going to probably have to lift this entire thing until the rapids just hit. There we go. Just leave it like that. And now we've got these little, what else is sitting up there? Okay. The crazy stuff going on. Mountain River Rapids, it's going to be Cave Mountain River Rapids. Oh, those are dark. Yeah. Cave Mountain River Rapids, and maybe changing that will fix this. Cave Mountain River Rapids. Okay. I don't know why they're so dark, but that is wrong. Look at that. It's having such a strong effect. That is how it should be. It's just now the waterfall material is way. Oops. Let's duplicate it off. Call it waterfall 2. We need custom control over this. Okay. Cave River, we're gonna version that one off. Keep changes. Oh, unsafe AI. Appreciate the follow. Didn't notify me. Sorry about that. Okay, let's revert. Cool. All right, now we should have custom control over the brightness of this thing. There we go. Just doesn't look. It looks like a little bit too like in the green direction. We need to push it more in the blue direction. So. Try to push it more in the blue direction like that. No, that's not really working. I wonder if I could do like a desaturate. Oh, there is a desaturate texture on it. There. Be better. Let's make sure that all of them are desaturated. There's Desaturate vertex color, desaturate texture. Okay. That texture doesn't have any saturation. That was pointless. Saturate that texture. It didn't really do much either. Let's push it kind of in the more blue direction. It's not doing too much. Why would I do that, Tuckmock? What a strange suggestion. All right, well, it's really difficult. It feels like, which one is doing the heavy? It's like Cave Mountain River Rapids. Let's just make that one the exact value that we want. And these ones should be like a different river rapids. Cave River Rapids. Ah, it's so confusing. Mountain River Rapids. Okay, well, let's just make a separate one that is less saturated. Just asking if it's doable. I would imagine. I mean, the Python. You have access to the whole Python API, so I'm sure that you could do it. Let's do River Rapids 2. Cave Mountain River Rapids 2. And then I just want like a way less saturated version. So confusing. And then this got like one of these is floating way above where it ought to be. Let me find which one it is. Is it you? Maybe just like this one should definitely be lower, below all that stuff. This one should too. Something like that. Yeah, we already have a secret waterfall. Not so secret waterfall. So this rapid, we maybe just want to make a little bit bigger, try to cover up some more of that stuff. And then with this foam, Cave River foam, actually, I might just grab this texture. Let's go into the UV editor. And I think for this one, we could just sort of make it bigger. See if that works. I think that's way too big. So let's scale it much further down and this much further down as well. I think in general, I think we just want these foam fellas to just be a little bit smaller, at least in this cave environment. Okay. Now finally, I just want to darken that. Is it this one? I'm so confused. There's so many different options now. Okay. Yeah, I can sort of just darken the water here. It's not as beautiful as the other waterfall. I wonder if we need to add a little bit more color. Not that much, just a little bit more. And then let's see what Mountain River White, is that it? No. Gotta be one more. River Foam, is it River Rapids? Not that one. That one has plenty of color. This one? There it is. Let's add a little bit more color into that. Okay. There. Now it looks a little bit more like the other one, but more pretty. Okay, that's cool. All right, these rocks are disgusting. They're so ugly. So let's fix that. We got the dragon brown rock. We're gonna have to version off. Ooh, so many versions of these rocks. All right, let's start with one. So dragon brown rock mountains. Dragon brown rock cave. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to version off every single one of these freaking rocks. So brown rock 1, brown rock 2 mountains, and I think there's only 4. Cave. See that. Aileen Studios, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Okay, and then number 3. Mountains, let's go cave, and then we should have one more. 4. Okay, and we just need to make sure we've got all of these pointing to the correct ones. So 1, cave, 1, cave, 3, cave, 2, cave, 1 to cave, 1 to cave, 1 cave, 3 cave. We actually never used 4. 1 to cave. Fine. All right. It looks like broken right now. Check this out. Whole air. This waterfall looks completely broken and nasty. But once I change these rocks, I suspect it's gonna suddenly look correct. Ignore that little square there. It's very distracting. Look at that. Boom. All about the values. It's all about the values, baby. Okay, awesome. Really, really pleased with that. Couldn't be more pleased. What I do want to do is I just want to create a much larger area for this water to, just like a big pool right here. I think it's going to be really pretty. All right, so we'll save that mountains file. We'll head back over to our cave. Why is it not even in my recent files? Strange. Okay. And then let's check out what's going on here. So this is exactly where the water is falling. It's going to be easy as pie. First thing we want is, I'd say just to grab this edge. I'll just use big old proportional fall off here. And we'll just give tons of room for that water to fall. I'll also go and give like a smooth, just want like a nice pool. And then I'll move this over as well. Move all those edges over as well. Move that a little bit back. Maybe I'll grab all these edges all of these edges right here. Come on, more, even more. Just rotate them a little bit. Something like that. And all this will be water. Okay. I heard half of a Twitch notification sound. Key roll, thanks very much for the follow. Appreciate it. All right. So I don't really think we need this chunk more. Actually, we probably don't need any of the stuff on this side. I'm not even sure we need. This entire mesh is probably not doing anything for us anymore. Imagine it's all happening with this mesh. That's good. And I should just be able to grab. I'll use proportional fall off and I'll just grab all these and just yoink these over. Give it some space. Give the water some space there. This one I'll just really pull over that way. And now I'm gonna grab proportional fall off here. And just start pulling all these over. Because I need all that, all of this. This water mesh needs to go all the way to the edge here. What's going on with the rapids might not be too important, but I'm just gonna go into connected, and I'm gonna sort of push back because we've got a couple layers of meshes here, and one is actually the water rapids. It's not actually the water, so I'm just gonna sort of push that a little bit, push that a little bit back in. And then I want the other side to do sort of the same thing. So really give a lot more room for the water. Okay. We'll go with just the connected ones, and we'll just pull all that over to make sure that the water goes all the way to the edge there. I'll grab maybe some of the rapids there and just yoink those over as well. Okay, let's just see where we're at. Like that bumblebee emoji. Okay, cool. So what is this? Is that actually no, it's just the mountain there. Neat. Surprising how much everything is floating above the water line. But it's weird, it feels like it's wrong, like it needs to be rotated or something. Can that be? Got a fixed camera. It feels weird that we should have to rotate it. How does it look rotated? Wrong, broken. Really only works from the camera angle that it was built from. A little bit of leeway to rotate it, but I'm scared. That's how it was. That's strange. Huh. Did we like rotate the viz cam or something? That's weird. Huh. Like, why is that? Oh, this is very strange. Why is that rock being covered? Should be the exact same field of view, unless this VizCam has a crazy field of view. It has a field of view of 5. So I don't know why. What happened? I did something wrong. It didn't used to look like this. Let me undo a couple times. Something happened. Something bad happened. What happened? I don't even know what I'm undoing anymore. Huh. Bakwa says, don't get me wrong, just gonna ask to learn from a pro. As I can see, you don't retopo the mesh you make in Blender. Isn't it hard to texture when you don't retopo? So topology is only for character art. That's something that I feel like, especially like in the world, especially in like a lot of students coming out of 3D school, they teach topology is important. Topology is completely irrelevant for environment art. The only reason why you need topology is sometimes when you're modeling, you need particular topology for particular things. Like if you're doing architecture, in some cases you want clean edge loops, especially if you need to add support loops for like smoothing, like face smoothing, or if you want to like cut windows or doors cleanly. But for like organic ground or something, there's absolutely no reason why topology would matter. I mean, talk about texturing. You ask, isn't it hard to texture? I just selected every single face and I just press U and it just, boop, there, it's done. I mean, there's no reason why I'd ever UV this any other way. If I needed some like actual stonework that was specific to the ground, well, that would just be separate. That would be literally separate mesh floating on top. So in this case, topology does not matter. When did my waterfall start looking like garbage? When did that happen? It didn't look all messed up before, so what happened? Like, did I move this? No. Did this go to the wrong rock? Was this supposed to go to like... Huh. Guys, I am so confused. I almost just want to... I'm pretty scared. I have absolutely no idea what happened. There's no scale on this. There's no rotation or anything. So what happened? And it's just getting weirder. Okay, I'm going to back out and I did not save. And I don't know how much I didn't save. But that was really strange. Okay, so I did. I'm really frightened right now. I don't know why. I don't know why it suddenly looks super wrong and ugly. Didn't before. Actually, can I look back at my stream? Let me just check out my own stream and see if I can look back, because I'm really confused. I'll look at my own channel and videos, live, and see. Turn this audio off. Look way back in the past, like 30 minutes ago. Okay. So I want to see the moment where I turn all of the rocks, where I turn them all black, because that's the moment when looking. That's what it always looked like. But that's not how it looks like. Let's go to Glimmerwick. Go to the Steam page. Check this out. Oh, it is. This is. That's exactly how it looks. Wow, I am stupid. I am stupid. Oh, have you guys heard of this game? This looks like such a cool game. I'll link it in case anyone hasn't heard of it. If anyone is new to the stream, go check out the game we're making. It's called Songs of Glimmerwick. Give us a wish list if it seems like your cup of tea. If it doesn't seem like your cup of tea, then you can send us a really mean email about not only how you dislike the game, but how much you dislike the people making the game. All right, well, I have no idea how I didn't notice that before, but apparently that's exactly just how it looks. So I'm just an idiot. What's new? I'm like kind of flabbergasted. Hey, Silver, welcome, welcome. Okay, it just looks so much sloppier than I remember it looking. Like, it's so crazy. I feel like it almost looks better from other angles. I swear I don't remember that rock covering up. So weird. I heard the tiniest little bit of notification that got cut off. Pogo NR, I know you. Thank you for the follow. And Q Getski, appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. Hey, Pogo. KWS2 water system is epic. What is KWS2? Look at how junky. I just don't remember it looking so junky. Like it's all broken and junky. I have the version 1, but thinking about buying version 2. Oh, is that like a Unity store asset? Gotcha, gotcha. I really like making waterfalls by hand. Actually, I don't think I've seen. I feel like Eastshade has some of the coolest waterfalls in video games. Can I say that? Eastshade is our last game. Came out in 2019. But check out these waterfalls. See if is there a screenshot? Yeah, look at these. I guess they actually don't look that good in that screenshot. I feel like they look better in motion. But look at this. It's pretty cool. I just feel like nobody tries these kinds of waterfalls that have like so... People just do like the really simple straight waterfall. Here, this screenshot looks a little better. But the waterfalls that like break it into a bunch of like different streams, like this one, this kind of stuff. I feel like people don't usually try that kind and all the different levels. I'm sure there's some new game I haven't played that has better waterfalls. But you're not going to get that with some nasty procedural system that makes some blobby water. Probably effective if you're doing some kind of really massive, or a game where you can modify the terrain as the player. But I wouldn't want to do one. If I'm making a static world, I would definitely just want to build the waterfalls with my hands. Got blood in the water. That's the type of stuff that is like really cool in a tech demo, but really massive waste of resources in an actual video game. I'm surprised for an MMO, I would think you would be really, even on a like a tighter budget. Okay, so I need this mountain. I'm going to go back to the mountain file, and I'm going to find the side of the mountain that we're poking here. So I'm just trying to look at the shape. I think it's like, is it like right here? I'm just going to poke one vert out like that so that we can actually see where we're looking. Okay, so that I don't see that one vert. I don't actually see it at all. There, is that it? It's so dark over here. Huh. Where's the part we poked out? I'm not seeing it. Am I going insane? Not it. Where is it? I think I'm losing my mind. It is this mountain, right? Mountain, yeah, variant. Okay, let me just do kind of a sanity check. So I'm going to poke the top vert like that and make sure I can actually see that. Okay, so we are actually working on the correct mountain. Clearly, I just got the wrong side. Gotta be something on this side, right? Might be flipped. Let me poke this vert out. I want to see where we're working because I gotta adjust the shape of this. Jeez, I don't see it. Is it under here? What's going on? There it is. Okay, so we poked. All right, right there. So got to be over here, right? This has to be where we're working. Ground below. Yeah, I think you're right. I think when I made that first spike, it came out below the mesh, below the ground. Good observation. Okay, but that's exactly where we want to push back the verts. So that's perfect. So just grab these verts right here. And then I'm just going to push them back. Push them out of the way a little bit. Okay. That works. Yeah, I like that look, even though it's kind of weird. And I just want to make sure that even on the bottom, I want to push them back because I want the water terrain, the bottom of the water terrain to be what actually allows the water to go further. So we've got that. Maybe I want to undo that because, come on, go. I guess it looked better before when it didn't have that. But look at this foam is just sitting so high. Gonna have to take the entire waterfall situation and just push it down. But now we've got the water going underneath the waves here. It's a fickle thing. Let's check out this water over here. So crazy. What if I just take the foam and just turn off the proportional fall off and just sink that foam way down? What would happen? what would happen here? Oh, I can still see the foam, so it's not a problem there. Let's just sink it down even more. There. Works great. Okay, nice. And then this looks ugly, really ugly. So I need to do something over here. You know, I could do like some rocks, some of these dark rocks. I'll duplicate this and put it over here. And if it looks good, bust this thing out. Let's unpack prefab. Yeah, I just want the rock part. I don't want anything else in this case. I don't want the drop shadow or anything. And if it looks nice, if it makes a nice edge, then we're going to add a water line to it. Look at how much jank. Like this isn't even meeting the ground anymore. Wow, I'm so surprised by that. It's like really weird. Huh. Jeez. Okay, so we need to actually make sure all of these edges hit the ground. I don't know why it's so different here than it seems to have been in the mountain area. Maybe it is just that janky, and I'm just kind of looking at it more closely, or looking at it for the second time. But there is so much jank going on. I gotta pull this over now. What? Pull it way over here. Why is there a little hole right here? Okay, well, whatever. Do I like how this looks? Yeah, it's okay. Okay, let's go with the water line now. So I'm also going to need another like more boulderous version of this. I think this one might work. Just stick this right here just to cover up all that water back there. Just rotate it a little, scale it up. Rotate it like that. These rocks are so versatile. Hey, Rope It Pattinson, thank you. All right, so we've covered up that, and now let's go with the water line. Anyone who's watched my stream for a while knows about the water line trick. This is another dirt cheap, dirty dog trick that just works so well. You duplicate the mesh, you put it down a little, you put like a version of it lower, like that, and then you grab Black Rock's cave, Black Rock's water line, should be somewhere here. Sea flower. Oh my gosh, come on now. Black Rock's light water line. So there's all these different water lines. Black Rock's water line, check this out. Look, it looks like it's in the water now. Just because it has an oscillate shader on it, like so effective. So cheap. Okay. There's some really janky stuff going on. I want to slurp that. I didn't see that. Water looks fresh. Okay, I got one more little, hopefully if I can find a little rock. Okay, that's the one we just used. Ooh, that's a really nice rock formation. I don't even think I've used that one. I'm gonna put that one like right here. Is it gonna be too, the detail level gonna be too insane? Can I put that one right there? Because that would be sweet. I think it works. The only thing is it's like kind of clipping through this rock. But maybe we just kind of scale that rock down and move it up. Kind of get it out of the way. Save. Okay, but we've revealed some of the nastiness of that part. So I think if we're gonna do that, we just need to duplicate another rock and just cover that part up like this. Save that. Ah, that'll work. That works great. Surprising. Now let's do the waterline trick. So I'll just duplicate that, move it down a little bit. Waterline. BlackRock's waterline. I did just use BlackRock's waterline, right, for this? BlackRock's waterline, yeah. Cool. Now that waterline is a little bit too prominent. I'm just going to lift it so it doesn't look so thick. Okay. We still have, unfortunately, right here, I don't really like that. Let's see if I can cover it with another little rock. Actually, it looks like this rock is clipped. No, it's not. It's good. Cool. Wow. That works really well. Really well. Now I've got to figure out what we're doing here because I'm thinking that the exit, I haven't really thought about what the exit of the cave is going to look like. Will it just be like a hole that I put in here? I don't really know. No, it shouldn't be a hole. It should just be like walking into blackness, I think. So really, I just want to grab these verts. I think it just move them down like that. Okay, so that's dandy. It looks like we need to actually move these ones more. So I'll use the proportional fall off. Yeah, it needs to be really all of these. Let's turn it off now, and I'll just grab all of these edges. Just try to really at least bring them out to where they need to go. Oops, I turned on the grease pencil. It's about where they need to go, with the exception of this one doesn't sort of bring that one back. Okay, and then we'll just sort of smooth that out by grabbing some of these and rotating them a little bit. And I'll re-unwrap this, no problem. Okay, what? Like the end does need to go out a little bit further right here. Let me grab these. I think push that out. I think that's where we're at anyway. Is it? Yeah. Okay, and that'll sort of be the end point, I think. Honestly, these could probably just rotate, go this way. This could also rotate. We almost met up with the other side, so we need to be careful about that. And then we'll just grab all of this and unwrap it again. I haven't given myself that much room here. So this will sort of be the focal points, and then you walk off down this chute and there's going to be an exit there. It looks like we actually could use a little bit more textile density here. Let's go like 0.7 and 0.7. No, that's too much. 0.6 and 0.6. This could go back to 1. Then there needs to be something to indicate that, ooh. What have I done? Oh, I put like a dock of the game view up there. Okay, there we go. Really, I should probably just run around to feel it out. But this is feeling a little empty. I wonder if I just push that entire mountain in, like. Just push this entire area in with the proportional fall off. Push it all in like that. Give a little bit more breathing room, a little bit more space. Okay, the only thing is it sort of reveals this nasty water line, which honestly, I wonder, can we cover all this up with stalagmites? Cover that entire area up. Yes, we certainly can. And it looks pretty good too. And we'll put a bunch of rocks covering this area up. I think that'll look great. In fact, let me just grab this. This rock formation is really cool. And I don't think we've used it. Now, I know we have another one. We have a really big one that really does a lot of heavy lifting for stuff like this when it comes to shoring up like a... There we go. Look at that. That'll just cover up the entire area there. Sort of concave, which is not really what we want for this mountain. Although maybe we can just push it in a little bit over there. Well, anyhow, let's see how that looks. See. Oh, right, we got to move over. So let's go grab our viz cam. Put it on the ground. Save. Oh, okay. Okay, I think we can work with that. Now it'll look much darker in game, which will be a good thing. That'll be perfect. And then we'll just have some sort of like dark decal. It'll just go into complete blackness over here, and the character will just disappear, and there'll be a trigger, an exit trigger. Maybe we don't need, maybe just 2 exits are enough. Maybe we don't want to confuse the player too much. Let me go see when my baby boy went to bed. 1 second. Okay. All right. So, my oh my, that looks bad. Okay, we have a lot of detail work to do. We'll build it up. Let's see. Is it time? Is it time to do fizz? Yeah, I guess it's probably time to do fizz. So for the fizz for this area, we're gonna have a new dummy object. I'll put him on a different layer. Go over to that layer, and I'm just gonna change the size just so that I can select the dummy even when both layers are active. Otherwise, the dummies will be right on top of each other. See what I mean? Hey, Aku, welcome back. All right, so let's start with these few meshes, I think, for the fizz. Good start. I think this mesh we'll need as well. Okay, we'll duplicate all that and then we'll move it over onto the new layer that we're going to be working on the fizz. This part shouldn't matter too much, but I will just delete all these verts here. And I will run this through a decimator just because I don't think we need all that much detail in the fizz. It's really doesn't seem to be too expensive, but whatever. Decimator, look at that. Don't even really notice anything happening there, but we'll run that decimator. I do want to select the edges. Let's just select non-manifold, select all by trait, non-manifold. And I'm just going to remove the doubles and I'm going to increase that threshold. That should just give me like a sort of a cleaner edge to this thing. I find sometimes that's helpful. Okay, and then I should add a solidify modifier to it. I'm also gonna make sure that the whole thing, remove the doubles on the whole thing, make sure so there's no verts that got deleted. That's good. I'll add a solidify modifier on it. I find that it's just a bit safer to have a solidify modifier, or a shell as it's called in 3ds Max. With the fizz. What is going on there? That doesn't look good, guys. We need to not have that happen. Yeah, there's definitely some monkey business going on here. Let me delete that face and this face. And this face. Ugh, okay, let me turn off this solidify modifier. Let me move this to a separate layer. We got some monkey business. Here, let's delete all that. There we go. Easy. Okay. So I was saying that I just think it's safer for fizz to not have any open faces. That seems to be bad. Let's merge this at last. I'll merge these together too. And I just want to make sure to parent everything to our new fizz object. Grab everything and just parent it object. Now we should have our fizz. And with our fizz, I don't know how this happened. We might as well, I'm pretty sure we're not going to need a subsurf, so we might as well run a decimate. Actually, you know, it'd be really big brain. We don't need this side stuff, so let me just delete all that first. Go. And all these faces in the middle, all these edge loops and stuff, I just don't need any of that. Maybe I'll just start there. Get rid of all these. All those edge loops. Oops. For whatever reason, oh yeah, it's knocking out the ones at the end. That's okay. Have that. Need it. Edge loops, and we can just grab these verts and merge them at the last. Okay, might be a little early for this. Okay, well, let's dissolve that vert. Oh, we got some weird folding crap going on here, huh? Or how that happened. Delete that. And if I just grab all the edges here. Oh, I don't like that that didn't go through. Why? Why not? Let me make sure. Remove doubles. Didn't remove any verts. But why didn't this go through? Oh, now we removed 2 verts. There we go. Okay. So I'll just, boom. Now we got a little bit of a wall here so you can't fall off that way. And we have all the stalactites and stalagmites, which I think that they should all have their own fit, all their own collision. Got all this stuff. I don't think you should be able to go into the river. So what I'll do here, first of all, we don't need any of this. Delete all that. Shouldn't need any of these. Remove all those edge loops. And then I'll expand one. Perfect. And now I'll invert and delete faces. I'll go ahead and grab all of the, I'll just remove a bunch of doubles here. Just don't need all that complicated stuff going on. Just something simple like that. I'll weld all of these together. Weld these together. Okay. And now we should be able to easily make some sort of a border, some sort of a wall so the player can't go into the water. We just don't need this weird stuff going on, like this weird vert floating. We don't need that. In fact, maybe I'll just keep just like this. Okay, let's cut that. Alt L, just keep going until I get the whole entire thing. I don't even think we need those. Let's just delete those verts. Delete that vert as well. I think that should be it. I think we should go all the way now. Yep, okay. And now we'll just make a little wall. There, players will not be able to get over that. And then we'll make another wall right here. Oops, moved it a little. Players won't be able to get over that. Now we have a bit more work to do because this wall we need to accommodate. We've got some stairs to do here. This, we're not going to need any of that. Actually, you know what's my nightmare is that I didn't duplicate all this. Okay, looks like I did. Let me just go ahead and export. We should have the fizz now. I'll put this right under Dark Forest Cave. I'll put that new Dark Forest Cave fizz loop. And just put the mesh collider. Oh, come on now, mesh collider, there we go. And oops, the kind of material is gonna be, what is it, like gravel? Pretty sure. Sand, not sand, dirt, that's what it is. Okay, we've got the correct mesh. I'll get rid of the mesh render. That's not what this is about. Okay, on our way. Yeah. What is making the ground here? Wow, it really is just interesting. We probably will maybe need to drop something here. Maybe just grab this face right here and just push it down a little bit. Something like that. We'll test it out though. Okay, now let's go on to the stairs. So for the stairs, I will take, do I even need, yeah, I'll take all of these meshes here. Oh, we're missing a stair. Move that one back on to the layer. I'll start just by getting all this stuff. That's everything. And then duplicate it and move it over to our fizz layer. We got to make like a smooth ramp here. For one, I think we'll just knock out all these edge loops. And then should just be able to knock out these edge loops as well. I really don't care what's going on over here, because players should not be able to pass the river. So actually, we should probably have another version of this, maybe. Move that over the fizz layer. Looking at the river, yeah. We don't want anything beyond here. And then we'll grab all of that and just delete it. And this will also be part of our fizz. What changes? What is going on? Or do we even really want players walking right here? It doesn't seem like they need to, but they're going to complain about invisible walls if we don't let them. So we will have to let them walk there. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to let them walk there, which means kind of interesting because we're going to need some walls here. Odd. We can't let players touch these back faces. So I want all that to go straight down. And then, yeah, we can't let players touch these back faces. So what are we going to do about that? I guess we just maybe give it a, first of all, it doesn't need a subsurf. And let's add a solidify with just a really tiny thickness. I don't really care too much about having big, high poly fizz meshes. Doesn't seem to matter much if you just have like one of them. Masticator, hello, says, I noticed you aren't making your game objects in Unity as static. Would you not benefit performance-wise if you did? You just... So the reason you would put them as static is so that Unity batches them all together as one mesh. So you're trading disk space and memory to save draw calls. And you just have to think about your game. Well, and you can profile it too if you want to. In this case, I don't have to profile it because I just know with the top-down game, like as I walk through the cave, I know we're only doing like 300, 400 draw calls. So Unity would just be combining all those meshes together so that we could have 200 draw calls instead of 400 draw calls maybe. And then you'd have this giant unique mesh, takes up more disk space, and more importantly, you would be drawing way more triangles, right? Because you just combined all this. I guess Unity has a thing where it can cull parts of the mesh, right? When it batches. Batching isn't truly combining, it's a little bit different. But the performance is already so good, like it's just unnecessary and just complicates things. So yeah, batching wouldn't be good for us. The top-down game, you already have such a controlled situation of what you're drawing that you just want to keep everything separate so that it can cull. If you're looking out to the horizon, that's when you start to worry about combining things starts to get more efficient because you're saving draw calls at the expense of memory, and at the expense of the accuracy of the culling as well. And I don't know. Does anybody know? Can Unity frustum cull batched meshes? I'm not sure if it can. Accu says, do you like philosophy? I think so. Sometimes. I used to be really... I took a moral philosophy class in college, and I was very interested in it for sure. And I remember everything from it. Really weird. Masticator says, I didn't know it created a completely new mesh behind the scenes. I think it does. Just something. I mean, I know that it takes a long, when you kick the build at like I think it's combining something, right? And then I know it creates a bigger disk size too. So I'm pretty sure it's creating a new unique version of the mesh. If someone has a more accurate idea of what static batching does in Unity, please let me know. I also, back in eShade, I tried doing static batching on our forests, and then I tried just manually combining, and the performance was way better when I manually combined the meshes. I wrote my own mesh combining script. I don't know what static batching is doing, and I don't know why manually combining created such a dramatically better performance, but it kind of turned me off from batching. I'm like, what is it doing? And nothing good. Nothing that good. Okay, well, I guess I should decide kind of where the ramp begins. So I'll, oops, delete all of these. Oh no, I shouldn't delete those. Is these ones I want to delete, these faces. All these faces I should delete because that's where the player will be able to walk up. Then it's going to be hard. So I'll take the bottom one here, and the top of this. It's actually kind of confusing me. Delete all of these. Faces. Should I delete this one too? Yeah. Probably want to delete this one too. Okay. All right, and then I'll try to combine to here. Then we'll see what we can do about creating this bridge. Do we want to? I don't really know how we're gonna handle the bridging over here. I guess we'll just grab both sides right here and just run the bridge. Okay, didn't. Oh, there we go. That's gonna cleaner bridge. Yeah, it seems like we don't want these. Just doing weird things. I wish we could get a cleaner bridge going here, but seems to be about as good as we can get. Okay. Then I'll just move. Well, you know, I'll use the shrink fatten, and we'll just fatten it out there. And I guess we'll just, oops, fill this one in. See what happens there. I don't know. Okay, so there's one layer, I think. I'll try to clean this up. Don't want that edge loop. Don't want that edge loop. Don't want that edge loop. I think we can probably safely grab all these and just merge that at the last vert. Oops. Merge at last. Move that over here. And maybe just grab all of these verts and merge this one at last. Keep the mesh sort of simple. That's one layer. And we should be able to delete all this other stuff now. Here, I'll move this off to the lower layer, and we'll just delete these stairs because those are done. Back. Now we have to do another ramp. Oh, how are we going to do this? I guess I'll just grab these. Now this one's a little bit trickier. Let's get rid of these middle stairs. And I'll delete that one. And now maybe just combine this into here. I think it's going to work better if I just get rid of some of these like divots. I'd rather have the player floating than have their feet clip in. And then I'll just start bridging. I'm going to bridge this one manually because I think I could do a better job. I don't think we need quite so many edge loops here. Okay, we will need to do a couple. Here, I'll get rid of this one. Okay, we'll go like that. And we'll grab that bottom. And then just splay it out. We don't want to rely on the step offset for that. I wonder if that will be too steep. Or if it'll be okay. Seems like it shouldn't be too steep. I like to do the solidify modifier. It just feels like it's safer. But let's see what's going on here. Okay, oh my gosh. Still so much to do. Crazy. Yeah, wow, this doesn't actually go far enough. We need a lot more. Not a lot more, but let's just grab this vert. Move it over here. And then I should just be able to do some kind of wall here so players can't go. Now, I'll go like, the wall will just go like this high. I don't want players to get over it. Yeah, something like that. I'll move this vert in just so players aren't clipping through over here. Now this, I don't think we have. Oh, we do have something here. Okay. All right, so we have some collision or some mesh to work with here. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that players can't go this way. I think I will. Yeah, I'll fill this. And then just make sure that players can't. I want them walking off right here. So create some kind of wall here. Oh, you know, I do want to get this one in there too. Create this wall. I'll make sure to remove doubles. I'm seeing some weird smoothing stuff. Yeah, I think that's gonna be better. Okay. And as for what's going on over here, yeah, let's just extrude this. Extrude all this stuff down. We'll make sure that these verts are combined. And we'll just drop this all the way down. Now it looks like we have the wrong normals. I'm gonna flip this normal. I think that's going the wrong way. Oh, we've got non-manifold. That's why it's going the wrong way. It's not gonna work. Let me delete this face. Okay, here we go. Put that normal. Is that all going the right way? Here, let's take a look. Yeah, it's looking better now. But we do need to make sure that the players can't walk off this. So I will extrude that face like that. And then I just want to add a solidify modifier. So let's remove the subsurf and just do the solidify modifier. Here we go. Okay. This is some crazy town collision. Crazy town. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to remove this and add that solidify modifier. That's fine. Wow. We need a lot more collision. I don't actually know what's going to stop players from going over here. It looks like maybe the stalactites and stalagmites. Actually, that was one thing I was curious about. If I just grab all the stalags and add a mesh collider to all of them and check their convex. Yeah, I bet that's going to be pretty decent collision. Now, some people are going to try to walk up it, but I'm going to try not to worry too much about that. I'm sure that some people could try to push their way up if they want to glitch out the game. Really a lot of extra work to make sure that people can't do stuff like that. And it's just, I mean, if people want to try to intentionally break the game, I'm just going to let them. I don't really see why. I'm not improving. The people who want to sort of play nice and like play the game that we actually made, those people's experience aren't getting hurt just because we've got some rocks that you could, you know, push your way up if you try. The only thing we need to make sure is that for people, you know, people don't accidentally get into weird collision situations when they think they can go somewhere. So I think those stalactites and stalagmites, it's pretty darn clear that you're not supposed to be able to traverse up them. So fine. So I'm just gonna create some walls here so players can't go that way, and then same thing over here. I think I'm gonna, I guess I'll just like extrude this out a little bit and then create some walls out of this. And then I'll put a fall zone here so you can actually fall off that. I think that that's good. I will need to put some more accurate walls on this side. But I'm curious to try that. I'll just have one run around, see how it feels. Oh, ooh, we got one thing that should not be part of the render mesh. Let's just make sure all the stuff on this layer is parented. Okay. Now, oh, we do have an issue over here. Like, this is going to be kind of hard to wall just because I can't really see what I'm doing. We might want to use Pro Builder for that. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll be okay. So I'll just take this wall right here. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. And I'll just bring this vert in like here. Make sure you can't go anything funky here with the waterfall. Put that vert right there. Just looking, just kind of taking an eyeball. I'll just give a sort of wall here. Oops. I shouldn't have any walls right here in the middle. Okay. Now let me just make sure there's a solidify modifier on here as well. And then I will export that. We should have a really good idea where we're at. Seems pretty reasonable. And then I'll just let the stalactites and stalagmites have their own sort of wall. Yeah, I think that's going to work really nicely. Let's try it. I'll try to run around here and see where we're at. So I'll turn off the Dark Forest Cave. We haven't run in the cave for a very long time, so curious how that's going to feel. If the Twitch is silently... Nope, nobody is followed. No, what happened? Huh, I guess we weren't in developer start mode. We really have not tested this. The entire time I've been streaming, I haven't run through the cave once. Developer start settings. All right, I'm really excited. Ooh, we have the viz cam. Okay, that's fine, fine, fine. We'll just turn off the viz cam. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Great collision. Best collision in the game. Oh, see. Okay. I forgot. I can't go back. So only forward. Just open up the Dark Forest Cave and just make sure to turn off that viz cam. Also, just while I'm here, I'll take a look at that, the leave blocker. I don't think we'll ever need one of those. Leave blocker message. I don't think we'll ever need one of those. The trigger portal, we're just going to put firmly off the back of the cave here and just make sure that it's very much wide enough. Really wide. And then the entry is a good long way from the trigger portal, so you just will never run into it. And then looking at the collision, I just want to make sure the collision is long enough. So I'll just grab that collision back here. I'll just make sure that we have enough runway here. Screw it, and we'll just go way back like this. And actually, I should just be able to fill this. Let's make sure the player doesn't walk off the back there. Oh, I'm so excited to test this. Awesome. Okay. All right, here we go. These mushrooms are all bouncing. They look awesome. Yeah, really, really good collision. Really, really, really good collision. 10 out of 10. This is a bit of an invisible wall, but who cares? And you can't go any further here. I think that makes perfect sense. Okay, there's something sticking me here, which is kind of strange. Oh, actually, for whatever reason, I can't get closer to this. Oh, I think that there's collision on the waterfall. We got to look at that. That's not right. Got to make sure there's no collision on there. That is gross, that the way that that's just poking like that. I wonder if we can fix that a little bit. Well, let me just make sure there's no collision on this waterfall. There is Dark Forest Cave. So there's 1-1 collision on all this. Let me get rid of that. And it looks like I don't actually have collision on the waterfall, which is kind of weird. You would think that would be like, I don't know how that happens. Definitely needs collision. So all the way up there and then merge those verts together. Blender may have frozen. Come on, merge these verts. Center. Okay, cool. And then what kind of collision? So we do have collision there. Okay, that's perfect. So really, I just want to push this forward to a sort of reasonable level. We really don't want players walking into the waterfall. It's like something like that. And then I think it makes sense they can go a little bit more to the side here. I'll add a cut right here and then just push that far that way as we can. Now that I'm relying on the stalagmites, I think we can make some slightly more detailed collision over here and just let the stalagmites not let you walk too far in there. I'll go ahead and merge these. Okay, I'm really excited to try the rest of this, and I'm excited to see if I can get up that ramp. I usually don't do collision. Oops, let's save that. I usually don't do collision so early, but I've been trying to be a little bit better about doing higher quality collision. Okay. Oh, I wanted to make these mushrooms match the color of the fireflies better. Perfect. That's great. I guess this is kind of weird that I can't go more to the left. I'll address that just like right now. Yeah, it should really be safe to just let players go very far that way now with stalagmites, whatever they're called. I doubt that's going to update. Yeah, Unity doesn't like to update collision. What the heck? I don't believe that. I just walked through that waterfall. I think that Unity, when I tried to update, when I exported the new collision, I think that Unity didn't actually update the mesh. Didn't not update the mesh, it literally deleted the collision mesh. That's what I think happened. I'm gonna try it again. Okay, cave, dark forest. I wanna look at those mushrooms. I wanna get them the right color. They're just too green right there, right now. I want them more blue. Oh, they really are very much in the green direction. Let's push them in the blue direction. And they're not very bright either. Let's increase their brightness just a little bit. Their selection glow. Okay, that's too bright. I'll kind of punch their saturation just a little bit. Now they should match the color of the fireflies a little bit better. Okay, let's try it again. Actually, I'll open up the Dark Forest Cave just to check. What is that? Oh, that's the rock. Okay, good. Seems correct. More time. Okay. That's nice. Cool. Now I can go further into there, which is good. Ooh, I'm walking on the top of something right there, which is not ideal, but whatever. And we can't go into the waterfall. That's perfect. My head is kind of clipping through here, which is a little weird. I'll just, does that happen? How does that? Oh, because that collision. Okay, I see. We just want to pull that out, make it flat. Okay. I won't export because it apparently breaks the entire collision. I get caught on some little hitch right here. It's not a problem. It's okay. And I can't go any further this way, which I think is totally reasonable. I can drop off there, so if I put a fall trigger, she'll do a little fall animation. That'll be perfect. Okay, so I've gotten stuck already. I need to make sure to block that off. It's actually really complicated. Oh, right, because this, I think, needed collision. And I think I forgot to put it. Right? Yep, that's why. Cool, no problem. So remove the subsurf. And just remove these edge loops. Oops. Remove these edge loops. Remove these edge loops. This edge loop, come on. Remove this edge loop. Remove this edge loop. Merge at last. Easy. Okay. And I don't think I need to do a solidify on this. I'm pretty sure I can just like merge these together. Even like merge this one with this one at last. And then I reckon I can just make this like a solid thing. Just filling the bottom. There, now it should just be one big solid chunk. Cool. All right. Hoping that that fixes a lot of stuff. Hey, that glows the wrong color. One Bakwa says, you were blocking player with Pro Builder a few days ago at a different place. Why did you choose to block player with Blender at this place? Because when I was using the Pro Builder, there's like there's a bunch of foliage and a bunch of trees and stuff. And the trees don't have their own collision. I mean, I can put a collision just on the trunk, but that's just basically a bunch of sticks. It doesn't really do much to block you. So it needs some really meaty collider. I also, when I was using Pro Builder, I was in the forest where the terrain is literally just a giant flat, you know, there's no mesh to work from already. Whereas if you look at this area, look at all this mesh we have to work from already. Since I already had so much of the cave mesh, I could just use that mesh to get me started. We also have like all these different levels. The Pro Builder is really just almost a 2D plane. And now we have so many different levels. Oh no! No! I forgot to parent this. The Pro Builder would be very annoying with all the different levels. I'd have to like keep making different poly shapes and God, like look at how crazy what's even going on here. It's going to be really hard to do with Pro Builder. So just because of the complexity of it and the fact that we already have the mesh to work from, choosing to do it with in Blender. Did I even export? I don't even remember if I ran the exporter. I don't understand why that is the wrong color. Okay, let's see. Did I fix this one? Cool. So now I can't get my little witch's head stuck in there. That's good. And pushing up into here. Yep. Looks good. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. And this is good. Awesome. Now I'll fall off if I go that way, so I won't go that way. But the ramp is smooth as butter. Very easy to go up and down. Even easy to go up and down right here. And it stops exactly where you'd expect it to. And I can even go down. That's good. I don't know actually what's stopping me. I don't know why I'm trapped in the waterfall right there. Seems like I made a mistake there, right? collision. Looking at... Oh yeah, I'm just in literally one of the stupidest human beings on this planet. Well, that's so dumb. I don't know why I'm so stupid, but... What I need is like something to block that area. At least you walk... Oh, but that's going to be a problem because then you can walk on top. Oh, no, we can't have that. So here we want to fall in front of the waterfall, but here, we'll just make this mesh go all the way over here. That should work. And then this down here, we'll just make sure like that. Okay, I'm pretty sure that should work. I won't export it because again, that'll mean I can't even use the mesh anymore. This whole thing is fine, but wait, is that really, that's the edge of the river? Yeah, okay. That's fine, but I just want to push it a little bit further over. It's just, come on, Alt S. Yeah, there we go. Alt S, just push it a little bit more over, stopping me way too far away from the river. And then with this, in order to accommodate for that, I want to make sure we've got, ew. Okay, that's not what we want. I want to make sure you can't actually go this way, so just make a collision here. Make one going down as well. Make sure you can't go there. This looks like that's like a little trap there that you might fall into that I don't necessarily want happening, so. I wish I could export right now. I wish I'd, yeah, that's gonna work great. But I really should test it, so I'm gonna export that. I'll probably fall right through the floor, yeah. Okay. Asan, hello, welcome. Myself and two other full-time developers, we are making a game called Songs of Glimmerwick. It's a open world Witch Academy RPG where the magic of the world is music. If you want to check out our Steam page, and just to see what kind of game we're making, I just put a link there. There's this really weird, two things, and then I'm gonna have to roll. Dark Forest Cave. There's this really weird piece of mesh sticking into the water right here, and it is on the render mesh, so let me find it. Is it you? Like I don't see it in Blender, so it's kind of strange. I see the shape. I see the shape of the mesh right there. And then over here, like, okay, there's the small part. You guys see the small part, and then kind of like right at the top here. Okay, so it must be like this right here. Interesting. I'll just, I guess, push that down into the ground and then take a look. Okay, so the water, I'm gonna make sure that the water actually accommodates all that. I will re-export, and I think all that's covered by the stalactite or stalagmites or whatever. Yeah, there we go. There actually is a little water poking through right there, which I don't think we want. I don't think we want that. So I think what I'll do is I'll just put a cut right here and then put that vert up. Let's see how that looks. Okay, well that completely drastically changed the the look of the coast right there, which is crazy. There we go. Let's get some of that back. Okay, that's better. Ah, no, we're still seeing that. Don't want to see the water in those stalagmites right there. Okay, I think we've mostly solved it. I'll just push those up a little, those back, make sure it's covering that Okay, the other thing is this glow is pissing me off right here. First of all, it's in the wrong spot, so that's stupid. Let's take a look at the fireflies. Do you have a, you don't have a glow? I could have sworn we put a glow somewhere. Come on now. I put a glow hanging over all these mushrooms, did I not? Let me type in glow. There is a glow right here. Glowy mushrooms. Okay, no, that's the whole group. Here's the glow. Turn it off and turn it on. We've got orange soft. It's just pointing to the wrong material. Cave, mushroom blue glow. That's what it. Whoa? You defy me? It looks like we have a material issue. I'm going to duplicate this. Like some kind of material ID confusion. I'm going to delete this other one. This other one's cursed. And then I'm going to grab that glow and then try to put it on the blue mushroom glow. Okay, there we go. Why can't I still not see it though? That's weird, right? You're incorrect, my friend. What have you done? It's very bizarre. Why can I not see you? Do I need to put some... What? What? Why can't I see it whatsoever? What's going on? Hello? Here it is. Okay. It's got the material. Night factor visualize. Scroll X. Why is it completely gone? It's on transparent. Dude, that is wacky. That is confusing. Let me just put it on straight additive. Nothing is making it show up. What if I just put it on a cutout? Cobblestone, nothing. It is deeply... Oh! I had it hidden in the scene view. Okay. Here. Blue mushroom. Still strange though, because I still can't see it, so very bizarre. Oh, because now I've got the additive. Okay. Additive ambient surf. Guys, I'm losing my mind here. Oh, now it has used, finally. Okay. Definitely an additive shader. Additive ambient. Ambient factor of 0. And then we just want to, first of all, make sure it's not clipping through the ground, which it is right now. And then I'm just gonna use the color select. I'll just grab the mushroom. We already have that color. Okay. And then just lower it until it's reasonable. I guess it's not using alpha at all. There, it looks better, much more saturated. Just make it kind of subtle here. And then we just want it definitely covering the thickest part of the mushrooms. Okay, that's it. We fixed that. Now we're going to do one more run to check if the collision's working, and then I'm out of here. See if the Twitch has hidden any follows. It has. Isfang, thank you very much for the follow if you're still around. I don't know why Twitch doesn't tell me. Okay. So there's that blue glow. I just need to move it lower. Not quite in the right spot, but it does seem like it'll look nice if I just sort of put it on some of the mushrooms. We've got to adjust that. That's wrong. This is like so much work. It's crazy. Ooh, this is bad that you can just walk up this stalagmite. Okay, perfect. Okay, good, good, good. Looking good. Cool. Happy with that. Then this edge is, yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly as far as I want to go on the river. I want to put a fall volume here. You can't get over that. Cool. Perfect. Okay, excellent. You can't walk off this edge. That's great. Walk. Let's check out the new area. Oh, this is, maybe we can walk a little too far over here. Need some sound here. Wow, you can't even really see it. So I'm gonna need to do like a camera magnet right there. That's pretty cool. Let's look at the stats. 340 draw calls. Actually, 1.2 million tries. That's it is kind of getting up there. We have no what I should do is, I bet all of those stalagmites, if I just took all of the stalagmites, this is gonna drastically trivialize performance. They don't need to cast shadows. There's no cast shadows in there. And then I just turned their cast shadows to off. Surprisingly, that did not make the try count go down, which is strange. Huh. They're all just drawing, I guess. Well, we might need to do some kind of culling in here. But maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe 1.2 million triangles doesn't really matter. Especially with so few batches, it probably doesn't matter. Okay, I'm really pleased with that. I've got to call it a day, folks. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with me. If you're new to the stream, check out that MooBot link right there. Check out our game. It's going to be a banger. We've been working on it for 6 years. We've spent $2 million on it. It's going to be awesome. People are going to like it. I only say that because I want people to know it's going to be epic. It is indie, but it's, you know, it's like a serious project here. It's a very serious project. And it's mega. It's huge. The game is huge. It's over 30 hours. And it's full of, it's a grand garden of wonderful adventures and awesome content and cool characters. And you're going to love it. So check it out. Head over to our Steam page. Throw us a wish list if it seems like your cup of tea. Anyhow, hopefully I'll catch some of y'all next time. I'm going to try to make sure that I don't leave it streaming like I did last time. But hopefully I'll catch some of y'all next time. All right, see ya.